everyone, my name is Loretta. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I wanted to first off share a true story that started really back in like 2016, 2017. And after I'm done sharing this true story, I would like to tell you guys about a red flag that nobody talks about. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes to make sure that I don't forget anything, okay? The main plot of this story happened to be back in 2022, okay? But it started well before that. My husband started this new job, okay? I'm not gonna tell you guys where exactly or what he was doing, but he had started this new job. He met all his coworkers, got along with everyone. They got to know each other, and two of his coworkers happened to be Mexican. Now, I'm not gonna use their real names. I'm just making up some names. So Maria and Carmen, those are the names that I'm gonna use. I know Maria is a very common Mexican name. Please don't get offended. I'm Mexican too. He met Maria and Carmen, okay? And I guess after getting to know each other, you know, all of him and his coworkers, they found out that his wife, who's me, is Mexican. And so I guess this must have sparked a lot of interest in Maria and Carmen, because Maria specifically wanted to really hang out with me. Carmen wanted to hang out with me too, but it was really Maria's idea. She really wanted to hang out, okay? And get to know me, and I don't know what her real intentions were, but supposedly that's what it was. My husband gave Maria my phone number so that she can contact me and ask me if I wanted to hang out, and so that's what happened. And then next thing you know, my phone is like blowing up with calls and like messages, like excessively. At least for me it was at that time. Like I've never seen that, experienced that with someone. It was a lot of messages and calls, and I thought that was weird. I don't even know who this person is calling me. Like I don't know who this person is. They're just blowing up my phone. And so when my husband got home from work, he tells me, look, there's coworkers that really want to hang out with you. He tells me about Maria and Carmen. I told him, I was like, I don't want to hang out with them. Like, I just don't want to hang out with them. Like, this is weird. She's blowing up my phone right away, and like, she doesn't even know who I am. At this point in my life, I was already very selective of who I was going to be friends with. I told him I don't want to hang out with them. And so he ended up telling Maria and Carmen, look, she doesn't want to hang out with you guys. Carmen had told Maria, look, if she wants to hang out with us, she will. Maria, please stop messaging her already. Like, just leave her alone. You're gonna scare her. And I'm really glad that she told her that, because it was excessive. Well, one day after work, my husband comes home and tells me that Maria had asked him if he wanted to go and get some lunch with her. And I was like, what? Excuse me? He told her that, like, no, I'm married, like, this is wrong. Like, no. She supposedly didn't mean it like that. She just wanted to get lunch as coworkers. And he said, no, like, that's not right. You don't get lunch with someone else's husband, okay? I was like, I got my eyes on you, Maria. I didn't confront Maria about this just because I felt like my husband already took care of it. Like, it's not a big deal, whatever. Even though in a way it kind of is, but some people are just very naive when it comes to like dating and like marriage, you know? And so I was a little upset, but I got over it, you know? So then one day my husband comes home from work and tells me that he thought that something had happened to me or to our daughter. And I was like, what? Like, we're fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything's cool. Like, what happened? And then he tells me that somebody called him at work and he thought it was me, that something had happened. And I said, who called you at work? Well, guess what? Guess who called him at work? Maria did. And I was like, what? Like, she called you at work? That's weird. Like, why did she do that? And that she had asked him if him and myself wanted to get in a phone plan with her and her boyfriend. And he got pissed off when he found out that it was like her and asking for this. And he's like, don't be calling me at work. Why are you calling me at work for this? And he got pissed off. And he's like, no, I don't want to get in a phone plan with you. I got pissed off because here he is thinking that it was some kind of emergency that happened. And my husband always told me, look, if there's anything ever that you need or if there's an emergency, you can call me at work and I'll come home. Okay. And so I felt bad that here he is thinking that something happened to us and it's just this girl. Like, she is not even a friend. She's just a coworker. That was like very weird. And like, I was like, man, this girl is like weird. I need to keep my eyes on this lady. My husband kind of was done with her. Like, he cut her off. He was like, I'm not going to talk to her anymore. Like, she is just like weird and she's doing things that are not right. And I understood. And so he stopped talking to her. Well, then later on, he hears that Maria is going to be moving to a different city. Still in the same state, just in a different city. And so anyways, on a random day when he goes to the store, to the grocery store, guess who he runs into? Maria and her boyfriend. And when he tells me that, I was wondering, did she move back or did she not ever move out? Or, maybe she was just visiting. In a way, I kind of felt bad. I was like, you know what? Like, maybe I should reach out to her and ask her if she still wants to hang out. Then maybe we can. Maybe I should see who this person is and hang out with her. I mean, after all, she did want to take my husband out for lunch and was calling my husband at work. So the very least, I could see who this person is. I still had her phone number on there on my phone. I messaged her and told her, hey, do you want to hang out? Like, we can hang out. You and Carmen wanted to hang out. Just let me know. And she messaged and she's like, okay. I did ask her again, like, hey, did you still want to hang out? And she never said anything. On Instagram and Snapchat, it has the feature where it says like people you may know or people in your contacts. And so I saw Maria's name on there. And so then I was like, you know what? I'm going to add her and send her a friend request and see if she accepts it. The very least, I can see what this person looks like, what she's into. Maybe she changed her number. I'll get a hold of her through here. And so I sent her a friend request on both Instagram and Snapchat. And she right away, accepted them. I sent her a message through Instagram and asked her, or told her if she wanted to hang out, I would still be, willing to hang out. I can't remember if she replied back or not. But I kind of sensed that maybe she was just not happy with me and my husband. So anyways, I looked at her Instagram and she seemed very inactive on there. She had very little posts and stuff. It was random pictures of her DVDs and her collections. I don't know. She didn't really have any pictures there for me to see what she even looked like. So she was very inactive on Instagram, very inactive on Snapchat. Okay. This is very important. Okay, guys. I forget about Maria being on there because she's inactive. I just say whatever. She's just one of those people that never post, okay? So, or she's one of those people that she doesn't really get on here, okay? I understand that. So anyways, time goes on, okay? Now we're in 2022, and me and my husband are expecting our baby, our second child, okay? And we were just so happy. You don't know how happy I was. My husband was happy. My daughter was excited. She's finally gonna be a sibling. On Instagram, I only made a small little announcement that my daughter was going to be a sister. That's it. And then eventually, when we found out the gender, I made a little post about that. But I never shared anything else. I never shared any personal updates of my pregnancy on Instagram. And on Snapchat, though, I put more of my pregnancy updates on there, like my pregnancy baby bump pics, my pregnancy updates, the ultrasounds, videos of my ultrasounds, and I would be more updated. I put more of my pregnancy updates on Snapchat because I like to see who is looking at my stuff. I don't like the idea of doing a baby registry. I've never done one, and I did not want to do one just because I know that might sound dumb, but I just don't like the idea of someone knowing that, you know, they can look up your baby registry, see what you're buying, see what you're having, the baby's gender, when you're due, and I just don't like that. Now, of course, I don't know how exactly it works, but for me, I understand if you guys are okay with it, whatever, I don't judge. But for me, myself, I did not want to do a baby registry, okay? So, Instagram, there's no pregnancy updates on there, other than the gender and the fact that we're having a baby. That's it. On Snapchat, there's more updates. Now, Maria, I still had her on there, and she was very inactive until on Snapchat. When I was putting more updates, guess who was watching? Maria was watching more of my stuff. She was watching. I was like, that's weird. Like, she has never looked at my stuff before. Like, all of a sudden she's looking at my stuff. And I told my husband, that's weird. Like, you know, I thought she was inactive the whole time. Like, she never puts anything up, and all of a sudden she's looking at my ultrasound videos and like the pictures and stuff. Fall comes around, so then our baby is born. We're back home. Daughter went back to school. She was gonna have fall picture day at school. I got my daughter ready, okay? I fixed her hair nice. I, you know, got her ready. She looked really cute in her outfit as always. And so I took a picture of her, and then I took 2 pictures of our baby. I put those 3 pictures, 3 different pictures on Snapchat. I didn't share anything yet on Instagram. Now, I do want to say this first before I continue. My daughter was 9 years old at that time. My newborn was only a week old. The time that I put these 3 different pictures on Snapchat. And then guess what, guys? I see that Maria not only looked at my pictures, my 3 pictures on Snapchat, but that she also took screenshots of all 3 pictures. And that was just like, she crossed the line there. And I was like so mad. I reached out to her, confronted her, and said, you took screenshots of my baby's pictures? And she right away messaged me some voice messages, and I don't know, that, oh, it was just a mistake, this must have happened, and I was not buying it. And I said, no, you did not. You know that you took screenshots of my baby's pictures. you need to delete them right now. And I told my husband, and I was just so fired up. I was so upset and mad. All this other stuff is like I can deal with and like handle, but when it comes to my children, the safety of my children, that was just wrong. You don't do that, okay? Now, I don't know if she was just a narcissist who wanted a reaction, but regardless if she is or not, this was not right. I should have never ever like reached out to her. Never. I should have just went with my original gut instinct, okay? To just leave her alone and not be friends with her, not hang out with her. I ended up deleting her and blocking her right away. I was just so pissed off. I was like, she's not gonna be honest with me. She's like a freaking liar, okay? And I told my husband that same day what happened, what was going on, and he's like, oh my gosh, like Maria is doing this. And we were both thinking like she was so inactive before. All of a sudden she became so interested. I don't want to think about what she was trying to do. Honestly, it was my own fault for thinking that somebody had good intentions and maybe giving them even a second chance and like actually wanting to hang out. I blame myself for that. This was absolutely wrong. Like, you don't do that. You don't take pictures or screenshots of someone else's baby. I have the proof for this too. I'm just not going to share it because those are my kids and I'm not going to share that. She lied about it. I blocked and deleted her. I told my husband everything, and guess what he said? Get a load of this. He tells me that Maria wanted a baby, to have a baby so bad, and that she cannot have children. He learned this a long time ago when they used to work. He remembered that this lady wanted a baby so bad and she couldn't have any. I don't want to think about what she was trying to do. I hope I'm wrong. So that's a wrap for this story. Now it's time to share the red flag, or red flags, okay? The red flag that nobody talks about is when somebody hears or sees something is new in your life, okay? Maybe you're sharing something, you're talking about something, or you're sharing it, you know, in pictures or whatever. And then, assuming that they're very inactive, okay, just like Maria was, when they see that, they have this light bulb moment. And it's not a good thing. It means that they all of a sudden thought of something. All of a sudden, they have an idea, an agenda, okay? And it's not good. You need to watch out for these people that are very inactive, and then all of a sudden they're paying attention. I call that the light bulb moment, okay? Maybe it's a thing, I don't know. I just came up with that myself. All of a sudden they become very interested. Now, I'm not saying that be cautious of the person that is inactive on social media. I'm not saying that everyone who does that is got motives, okay? Some people use that to keep in touch with friends, you know, or family. I understand. That is a red flag to watch out for. Another red flag, okay, to watch out for the people who want your life. Watch out for the people that want your life. You might be thinking, well, how do you know? Okay, so I've said it in one of my other videos. It's a short, it's out there on my channel. Please go watch it. Whatever is absent or missing in the narcissist's life, they want to make sure that you don't have it. Now, in this case, Maria couldn't have kids, okay? She not only wanted my husband, okay, because that's why let's be honest, that's why she wanted to go out for lunch with him. That's why she would call him at work. That's why she wanted a phone plan, to have more control and to see what we're doing. Okay? She didn't have my husband's number at that time, just so you know. Who knows if she wanted to get rid of me and like take my children. I know that that sounds crazy. I'm not saying this is what she was trying to do. You know, she was paying attention to my pregnancy and like my baby's pictures, both of them. Okay, that's wrong. These narcissists want to do whatever they can to make sure that you don't have it, okay? And how they go about it is to destroy you, to destroy whatever they can, or to smear your name, to spread lies, to get people to leave you. The other red flag that is a very common one, this is definitely out there on YouTube. Pay attention to when people are very quiet on their social media, because it means that they're stalking you, okay? They're doing something either on their page or a different account or a different, what's it called? Different like website or whatever. And they're looking at your stuff. I know this for a fact because when I blocked Maria on Instagram, I saw that she had another account. They're doing some stuff, okay? We don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something and it's not good. Just be cautious, okay? Now, I'm not saying that everyone that is inactive is doing something bad, like they're stalking or they're planning something. Sometimes, like I said, that it could be that they're just using it to keep in touch with family, friends. The given is when they are all of a sudden interested. Be cautious whenever these people all of a sudden go from being inactive to very active. Be cautious of that. That's it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to this dramatic true story. It might have not been that dramatic to some of you guys, but for me it actually was, because this involves my children. And so anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to this true story and really consider what I said about the red flags. Now, this is not the most dramatic thing that has ever happened to me. There's worse. So someday I'll share that. I hope that you guys, if you did enjoy this video, that you would like it. Please like this video. And please feel free to check out my other content. I have a lot of other things that I want to share with you guys. I would really appreciate it if you guys go and check it out. It's some very, very interesting stuff, okay? Real life experiences, real life stories, and just go check it out, guys, okay? And I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to my channel. It would help me out tremendously, okay? So, thanks for watching. God bless.